Today I'm going to work some more on these dollar store picture frames that my wife has purchased over the years. These frames aren't not that great, but today is this one here. Its back is broken and it's made out of plastic, really. So there's no repairing it. So I'm going to make new ones. And I'm going to follow this style, and it's pretty consistent to what I like. Anyways, I might, as my wife likes to say, zhuzh it up a little bit. But we'll see what I do, if I do. The wood I'm going to use is a Spanish mahogany. I have these random pieces here and this crotch piece, and I think this is going to be enough to make 4 picture frames of this size here. And first step is go ahead and cut it down to rough cut. I've gone through all the pieces after sanding them and getting them smooth enough to determine what the grain's going to look like. And I've determined which is going to be the up and which is going to be the bottom, top and the bottom, face and the back. And I marked them. So now I'm going to cut out the relief for this relief. And what I did was I went ahead and made sure I had a flat side on a flat end, so then my push stick will have a place of grip. And once I'm done with cutting the relief for the frame, for the picture itself, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to thin them down some. These are too thick in my opinion, but I don't want to be crazy thin either, so. Before cutting the miters, I'm going to go ahead and put in a round over on the inside edge and the 2 outside edges, and I am going to go through all these sides here and cut one of the bevels. And I'm using my 45-degree miter, dedicated 45-degree miter. And I have a mark here, you can barely see, there's a line here that I made that indicates the edge, this side of the saw blade. So what I can do is put my piece of wood on that line, and then I'll cut to that line. Now when I do, what I'm going to be doing is I want the bevel to be this way, so the dado has to be on the outside. Then when I do the other side, I'm going to turn it around and do this side. But that side is going to be rather tricky because I need it to be a specific length. And one of the problems is that the longest length of the frame is like 7 3/4 inches. And if you look here, 7 3/4 inches is still before the end of this 45-degree miter. So I'm gonna have to cut this side first. Then what I'll do is I will cut this side with this side already being an angle here. I'll cut this side, but then I'll put a magnetic block to indicate the depth. And once that's done, I can cut all my parts equally. As I'd mentioned, I went ahead and cut all the bevels on one side. Now I have to flip to the other side. Now I want these to be the same. So I have here a magnetic switch, and what I'm going to do is this wall right here is the wall we need to measure of. So what we want, measuring the glass from the original flat frame, that is 6 inches. So we want a little bit extra for wood expansion. So we want it to be roughly 6 1/8, and about there. Now that might be a little short. If it is, we can always adjust it. And I'm going to put my magnet right on that intersection. Okay. And then I have a piece here that can be a little extra. And then I'm going to use this one as my first cut. And now I make an adjustment to make this an inch shorter, because the sides are 5 1/8 instead of 6 1/8. And we go ahead and repeat the same thing again. Alright, so this is breaking up the final glue up, and I'm going to let these frames sit overnight and let the glue set a little bit more. These have been on the clamps for half an hour each. 4 clamps, 2 hours. So, and then tomorrow I will sand them and get them ready for the next step. I have sanded these 4 frames to 320 grit, and they are smooth like glass. And as I have mentioned before, I'm making a duplicate of this frame here, and this is black. So the question is do I use the blackening agent and aging agent to darken these frames so they match the original, or do I just go ahead and just leave these as they are and put a final finish on it?
Leave them as they are and put a final finish.
Off camera, I went ahead and cut the glass, the backer board, and I went ahead and sprayed the finish on top of the frames. I also cut pieces of matting, and the reason why I did matting on such a small frame is because I made a mistake when I sized these frames. I made them a little too large, so it was going to look kind of weird in the frame with the picture potentially moving around a little bit. You can see that I did quite a bit too large. So what I decided to do is I'm going to double-sided tape the picture onto the matting, and then put the matting in the frame, and you won't see the matting, but it will keep the picture from moving.
Wow, what a difference. Really lightens up the pictures too, brightens them.
I think that came out very nice.
I do too.
Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.